The last time I met ABEL Ferrara, he fell asleep in the middle of our interview, then woke up and asked me to buy him some Coke. His reputation was cemented by King of New York, which featured the grueling Bad Lieutenant, starring Christopher Walken as a flamboyant crime boss and Harvey Keitel as a twisted junkie cop. Ferrara was quintessential Scorsese no matter how famous he became. He never shook off taint his early days as star and director of the porn movie The 9 Lives of Wet Pussy and infamous bad video The Driller. Were you the man I slept with? Now he's gasping for breath in his bright, high-ceiling ED living room in Rome. He's calling via Zoom, his laptop on a shelf so he can move around as he talks. Drinking from a bottle of San Pellegrino held by his neck. Sorry buddy. Then he changes direction. He shakes his head in disbelief. So where can we find it now? A sandpaper-like giggle fills the air as she rocks on her heels. His hunched posture and protruding chin make him the spitting of cartoon dog Muttley. She laughs like him. Ferrara jokes about drugs. Now 72. Has been sober for 11 years. Roughly half the time he spent in Rome, where lives with actor Cristina Chiriac and their 8-year-old daughter. Look at this. Man, he says in his chewy Bronx accent as he carries his laptop onto the balcony to point out the city's blue skies, pine trees and terracotta roofs. Raised by his Irish mother and Italian father, Ferrara came here in 2002. It was right after 9/11. The way independent cinema was going. The way my life was going. I didn't want to fight anymore for the kind of freedom you could get as a film director in Europe. The final cut is the law here. A Scorsese. Bad Lieutenant. Aries FilmsSportsphotoAllstar Depardieu as a predatory politician. Her films in the 21st century are less widely seen, but actors still flock to work with, and her fellow directors hold in high esteem. The Safdie brothers, who considered Ferrara one of New York's greatest historians of all time, cast him in their 2009 film Daddy Longlegs. Quentin Tarantino likened him to Sergio Leone. I know Trump from New York. Ferrara will bring 2 new documentaries to the Berlin Film Festival next month. One about Ukraine and the other about singer Patti Smith. But final narrative feature is Padre Pio, who imagines events leading up to Priest Pio receiving stigmata after arriving at San Giovanni Rotondo in Apulia region, Italy at end of World War I. Ferrara combines this with oppression local peasants by landowners and that followed. It was basically the first battle of World War II, he says. This was a fascist rule. They pointed the gun at their own brother. He remembers piecing together the exact timeline. Wait. That in that town happened while it was carrying the mark of Pio? Okay. We're making that movie. In scenes showing villagers being encouraged vote in the first election, Ferrara appears to be sending a message modern audiences. What was it like, Fo?